of the IBDP graduating students of 2019. Rishika, please.
Good evening, Mr. Chris Chan, our principal, Mr. Tan, guests, parents, staff, student athletes, and my fans. Sorry haters, I can't really see you. Since there were already 3 speeches before this, my speech is going to be a little laid back and more than to impart a deep, meaningful message from my own life lessons. I think a valedictorian should represent the class. So I would like to just be myself and use this opportunity to celebrate the achievements and to relive the memories that my schoolmates and I have made over the past 6 years. Firstly, I would like to thank all the amazing parents who have sacrificed so much for us. Bringing up a student athlete is no easy feat. From preparing our transport for competitions to making sure that we eat good food, sports school parents are truly one of a kind. Can we give it up for all the amazing parents here today? To Amma and Appa, thank you for being the best parents and for rejecting my Facebook friend request. I would also like to thank my brother, who was definitely forced to be here. Love you guys. To our wonderful IB teachers and the IB team led by Mr. Lim, thank you for being the world's best teachers. Like how my math teacher, Miss Yu, knows I cannot do math to save my life. Thank you for dealing with my nonsense, like how I still type 2 plus 5 into my calculator, you know, just to make sure it equals to 9. Sorry. 7, sorry. Our teachers understand the demands of a student athlete's life and work tirelessly to keep us on track. Even though we travel and miss many lessons, our teachers are always there to support us. I better move on because we all know how our economics teacher, Mr. Tan To Hui, is dying to do something productive. Mr. Tan, the IB Year 2s secretly timed you and you hold the school record for having the fastest lunch with a personal best of 7 minutes and 22 seconds. Inclusive of queuing time. Thank you for always rushing through your lunch to make sure that you are on time for our lessons. We really appreciate you. Without the help of my wonderful English teacher, this speech would not have been possible. I think she read my speech so many times that she grew sick of my jokes. But without her help, I surely would not be literate enough to be reading it. Thank you, Miss Nikki. Special shout out to the boarding staff who deal with all the uniquely creative things we do at night and for sacrificing so much for us by working at odd hours. Thank you for making just enough noise when you approach our rooms for night checks because it gives us just enough time to react and to hide our phones and pretend to be asleep. To the Netball Academy and my amazing physiotherapists, you are the best family ever. Thank you for bringing us up like your own. Thank you for teaching us that victory is nothing without character and for never prioritizing a win over discipline. Coach Jerry told me she will be sitting upstairs, so I should say hi. So hi, Coach Jerry. Thank you for being my #1 fan. Coaches, I will never forget those workouts that were measured to perfection so that we got the right amount of death, which made us vomit, cry, and walk like crabs the next day because our muscles were so sore. To my wonderful teammates, the crazy adventures we had will never be forgotten. Like how we were cooking in one of our hotels when we were competing in New Zealand and accidentally set the fire alarm off and caused a near evacuation. I'm not entirely sure if the fire alarm went off because we were cooking or we were just that hot. Thank you for always being by my side. Now, to the class of 2019, my wonderful classmates. We made it, guys! I remember the day I got to trade in my black school uniform for the red one, and I thought to myself, oh no, red does not look good on some of us. But it was in that uniform that we made memories with our classmates, pretended to understand what the genius minds of Mr. Clinton and Miss Ivey were trying to say in theory of knowledge lessons, and learned from philosopher and street poet Mr. Raju that a man without his moustache is like a tiger without its stripes. I know you guys want me to give inspirational words like how we're going to become lawyers and doctors. Don't get your hopes up. I too thought I was going to be a lawyer, but let's be real. Becoming a rich Thai is a much better dream. I'm just kidding. Please study hard and take control of your own destiny. The IBDP class of 2019, in my opinion, is a very prolific class. Our class has accumulated a total of 178 sports and academic scholarships and awards, 25 SEA Games and other international competition medals, and an immense dating history with a whopping number of 22 ex-boyfriends and ex-girlfriends. I thought IB kids did not have a life, but apparently my classmates actually do. Although 6 years have passed, some things never change. Like how, when we arrived in this school, Crystal Wong was a student, and oh look, she still is! I'm just kidding, Crystal. For those of you who are wondering, just as Mr. Tan has mentioned just now in his speech, Crystal is on the extended IB program, which accommodates her extremely talented badminton legs. So the kids who made it through the 8-year extended program, you guys did it, and I couldn't be prouder. Talking about how some things never change, some things will also forever remain a mystery to us, like how Balada Tang is the only IB student in the world who can still get 8 hours of sleep every night and yet still score so well on tests. If you need time management advice, she's your person. I would also like to thank Isabel Lee and Jason Ko, who never fail to make sure that I'm always stuck in the middle of their volatile friendships and their fights. But honestly, Isabel and Jason made it much easier to handle IB life, and the three of us probably made way too much noise together that we even annoyed the IB year ones. Thank you for paying me so that your name can be in this speech. Each and every one of my classmates are so unique and have their individual quirks, and so I would like to thank you for teaching me that at the end of the day, people appreciate you more for simply being yourself and living an honest life. As the girls move on to university and the guys move on to national service, we will find ourselves answering world-class questions like, wait, you're from Singapore Sports School, so you need to study? I hope that you will cherish and keep these precious moments in your hearts forever. Although we all jokingly complain about our life as a student athlete, and I'm guilty of counting down the days, being an athlete has come with its perks. Like telling that aunt you have who cooks really horrible food that you can't taste the food because you have to watch your diet. Now, when I first heard that I was going to have to make a speech, I was shocked. I wondered if I really was the best person to represent my class. I mean, I love myself way too much. I put the fun in dysfunctional. And it seemed like just yesterday, I asked Sherlyn if a duck was a fish. Although I am surrounded by people who are far more capable of giving this speech than I am, I believe that knowledge is the best gift. And so, I would like to share 2 very important lessons that I have learned. Firstly, always moisturize and never eat an energy bar after its expiry date. You do not want to know what happens afterwards. But seriously, the main lesson that I would like to share with everyone is that rules are meant to be broken. Rebel with a cause, guys. Rebel for a change. Rebel with meaning. Channel your energy into something purposeful and something you are passionate about, and like creating a more inclusive school. Rules are meant to be broken. Never let someone define what you are capable of, and never believe the rules that they set for your life. People think disciplined people are weighed down because of the burdens of living a disciplined life. But no, they are the ones who are free. People who truly understand what it means to be disciplined know that it is because they are disciplined that they can achieve great things, and then They do whatever they want because no one questions them. Rules are meant to be broken. Have an open mind and always be ready for change. Put yourself out there because the fears you don't face become your limits. Most importantly, be kind, approachable, and humble. Lose and find yourself in the service of others because in today's world, we very often chase success and look out for ourselves. But when all is said and done, people will forget what you have achieved and will only remember how you have made them feel. The human connections you build are far greater than any success. People who are powerful bring others together. What do you want to be remembered for? Finally, I would like to say that this school has done so much for us that I don't want my fellow student athletes to forget that there is a whole world out there that we have yet to discover. We are truly protected in here. I mean, being in a small school and in a boarding school means that everyone knows everyone's business. But thank God, we can work out our problems over Instagram and Twitter. The real world is going to come as a shock to us, and for that, I'm extremely excited. With that, you win some, you lose some, you live and you learn. To the class of 2019, with you guys, I would do it all over again. Thank you.